Hey, this is Steve from myothercareer.wordpress.com, and in today's video I'd like to talk a little bit about music. Now, I'm not sure how other writers use music during their creative process, but I use it to assist me in trying to evoke a certain type of emotion or feeling when I'm writing a specific scene. Say I want a scene that it's very sad, or a scene that's very contemplative, or a very fast action-oriented scene. I will often select a specific song from my music collection and listen to that song on repeat, or a series of 2 or 3 songs on repeat while I'm writing on that scene or sequence. Maybe I'm writing that for an hour or two, maybe it's 2 days, but I will select a song that gets whatever type of emotion or feeling across internally to me that I'm trying to evoke on the page. And I found that it's really helped me out as a writer. It's actually a process that I read, I cannot remember the blog post, but it was a screenwriting blog that I had come across 3 or 4 years ago. And it was just something one of the writers had suggested on there, and I started doing it, and it's really helped me out. Now, I don't write the scene with that specific song in mind for a soundtrack, so to speak. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to create a soundtrack for the film. So I don't write a film going, man, this scene will only work if you use this song when you that's ridiculous. A, I'm an amateur writer, so who gives a shit what music I want in my films? And B, you just don't have that type of control when you're writing a spec script, to be frank. So the songs I'm selecting are purely for me as a tool when I'm writing, and I've had a lot of success with it. It has helped me take scenes that seem to be missing a certain element when I've read them over, and I've used a song to help me punch certain aspects of that scene so that that emotion is clearer, that emotion comes across more. Now, I'm not trying to force it, so, I won't take a scene that's happy and put on a sad song and turn it sad. The music I listen to will very much complement just the natural emotion of the scene that comes out, and it just keeps me in a mindset or consciousness, if you want to use that word, while I'm writing that scene or sequence. So it's just a tool I thought I'd share with some other people, see if it's something that you do as well when you write. It's something that's been very helpful to me, and I use it on everything I do. Even when I'm doing outlines, if I have a specific mood for a series of things that I'm piecing together an outline, I'll put that song. I'll put a song on. So you maybe want to give it a try yourself. If you've got a scene or maybe 10 pages that aren't firing on all cylinders, take those 10 pages out, put it in its own document outside of the screenplay. Just start a new, click new and start a new document in Final Draft. Copy that section of the script, paste it into that new document, put the song on, and write. Rework that scene with the song that evokes the mood in you're trying to get across, and see if it helps. It's worth a shot. It may not, it might not help you. I don't think this is something that will help all types of people. Everybody's creative process is a little different, and what worked for one person necessarily won't be applicable to everybody. You've got to find the tools that help you, and part of becoming a better writer is experimenting with techniques other people do, and hopefully you keep the things that work for you, and you get rid of the stuff that doesn't, but you're always looking. The other thing I wanted to talk about in regard to music is what music I put on generally when I'm just writing or working on a script in general. If I'm not trying, if I don't have a song on to help me, and let me back up for a second. I do the music thing when I need help. It's not just automatic. So if I need help with the scene, or just from the onset I know this scene or sequence is going to be difficult to write, I'll play that song. But I don't always do it. Sometimes I can blast through a screenplay and only have to do that once or twice. So it's not something I do every time. But back to what I was saying. When I'm writing in general, whether it's working on an outline or just writing a screenplay in general, and I don't need any extra help, typically the type of music I will put on is electronic trance or ambient music, something with a steady beat. Now, that's not necessarily the music I will listen to recreationally, although I very much enjoy electronic music. I've been listening to it since like I was in junior high in the late 80s through the 90s as the scene exploded in Detroit. But I find trance works really well for me. It will occupy a part of my brain that causes me to wander. If I don't have it on, my attention will get distracted quickly. Before I know it, I'm farting around on the internet and I'm wasting 20 minutes of my time. But when I have the trance music on, sometimes I'll do deep trance, occasionally house or whatever. But typically it's trance music. Specifically, I listen to a lot from the record label Ajuna Beats. You may know groups, the main group from them, which is Above and Beyond. They have an excellent podcast they do once again, Trance Around the World with Above and Beyond. It's a great podcast. It's for free on iTunes. So if you wanna see what some of the best trance in the world is like right now, try that podcast out. But I think it's like 2 hours every week. But honestly, I listen to that podcast a lot. It keeps the music fresh. But I found that's been a real useful tool for me. I need to distract part of my brain with some music so that I'm not I don't move on or do things that I shouldn't. I'm able to just concentrate on my writing, and that part of my brain that would otherwise distract me is occupied with the music and the beats. So I just wanted to add that into my little conversation about music. I'm interested to hear what anybody else out there does. If you have any ways that you use music to help out your writing, drop me a line, make a comment, send me an email, and I'd be really interested to hear about it. So until next time, this is Steve from myothercareer.wordpress.com. Keep writing.